specific. And while there are surely some general things to be said about argument, and an entire intellectual tradition called rhetoric dedicated to saying them, in the end, the study of argument will be a study of the various contexts in which one encounters argument in its various forms. One general thing that can properly be said about argument is that it is essentially the art of persuasion, the art of trying to move someone from an adherence to position A, which might be political, economic, domestic, aesthetic, military, theological, whatever, to an embracing of position B. Here is a very small example. An 11-year-old boy wants to go to the mall with his friends. His mother says no. He asks, "Why?" short for, "What are your reasons?" She replies, "Because I say so." Is that a reason? Is she making an argument? We might think that the answer to both questions is no. She's just asserting her authority, putting her foot down. But that would be to make the mistake made by the Palin character when he declares that to contradict is not to argue. Argument is protean, ever-changing, variable, mutable, kaleidoscopic, voracious, and almost anything can be its vehicle. Swinging a big stick, putting on a badge, intoning a holy phrase, making the sign of the cross, wearing a uniform, speaking in a stentorian tone. In the venerable tradition that codifies and analyzes the making of arguments, the boy's mother is performing a standard move. It is called, not surprisingly, the argument from authority, argumentum ab auctoritate, and it is listed by Aristotle as one of his 28 common topics, the everyday strategies one might have recourse to in a situation of debate or dispute. As Aristotle explains in his Rhetoric, you reach for the argument from authority in order to link your view to a prestigious source, such as the gods, or one's father, or one's teachers. You declare, "I must be right because the Pope, or the Supreme Court, or Plato, or Abraham Lincoln says what I say." It is a nice point that Aristotle, after naming the argument from authority, became one. The argument from authority was given a television spot some years ago when the brokerage firm E.F. Hutton ran a series of famous ads in which one of the actors begins a sentence with these words, "My broker E.F. Hutton says." Immediately, all those within earshot stop whatever they are doing and lean toward the speaker in order to hear and perhaps profit by E.F. Hutton's advice. A voiceover intones the message, "When E.F. Hutton speaks, everyone listens." E.F. Hutton authorizes itself as an authority at the same moment its spokesman cites that authority, self-referentially, as an argument. The mother of the 11-year-old boy does the same thing. She assumes the authority she then cites as a reason. The full version of "because I say so" is, "because I'm your mother and I say so." In both cases, authority is at once claimed and created by the rhetorical act of invoking it. I tried that once and got my head handed to me. My 6-year-old daughter, her mother, and I were sitting eating dinner. Conversation was difficult because my daughter was interacting, the reason for the quotation marks around the word will soon be obvious, with our 2 dachshunds, who were under the table. I said to her in that "I'm your father" voice, "Susan, don't play with the dachshunds." She showed me her hands in a classic look pa no hands gesture and said, "I'm not playing with the dachshunds." I regrouped and tried again. "Susan, don't kick the dachshunds." She pointed to the gentle motions of her feet and said, "I'm not kicking the dachshunds." Determined to come up with a formulation so general and inclusive that it would leave no room for further argument, I said in a tone of premature triumph, "Susan, don't do anything with the dachshunds." Not missing a beat, she replied, "You mean I don't have to feed them anymore?" Score, 6-year-old, 3, 35-year-old college professor, 0. 2 things were immediately clear. 1, this could have gone on forever. She would have been able to recontextualize any supposedly hard and fast statement I came up with in a way that altered its meaning and evaded its intended force. 2, my attempt to assert the authority of a father with the help of my adult rhetorical skills was a dismal flop. I'm ashamed to say that I brought the matter to a close by slapping her, itself an argument but a suspect one, an action that sealed her triumph rather than reversing it. I was showing myself to be both a bad father and a hapless debater. I neither exercised